हेलो एंड वेलकम टू स्मार्ट एजुकेशन। आज हम करेंगे क्लास 10 की मैथ का चैप्टर नंबर 2 विच इज पॉलिनॉमियल्स। अब पॉलिनॉमियल्स होते क्या हैं? पॉलिनॉमियल्स वो एक्सप्रेशंस होते हैं जिनमें कुछ नंबर्स लिखे जाते हैं जैसे 2, 3, 10 या कोई भी, और कुछ वेरिएबल्स लिखे जाते हैं जैसे x, y, a, p, or any alphabet which can be used as a variable. For example, we can write an expression 2x plus 3. This is a polynomial. Or we can say 3x square plus 7x plus 15. This is also a polynomial. Next, we need to know about degree of polynomial. Degree of polynomial means highest power of the variable given. Now, what does this mean? This means, for example, you have a polynomial 2x plus 5. Here, the variable is x, whose power is 1, right? This is the highest power. So, we can say that the degree of this polynomial is 1. Let's take another example. 3x square plus 7x plus 10. Here we have x to the power of 2 and x to the power of 1, right? So as per the definition, it is the highest power. So highest power is 2. So degree of this polynomial is 2. Let's take one more example. For example, 4x cube plus 6x square plus 3. Here, the powers of x are 3 and 2, but the highest is 3. So, degree of this polynomial is 3. See, so whichever is the highest power of the variable, that is the degree of the polynomial. Now, interesting thing to note, if the degree of a polynomial is 1, then we say that this is a linear polynomial. If the degree is 2, we say that it's a quadratic polynomial. And if the degree is 3, then it is said to be a cubic polynomial. Now we need to see what is the zero of a polynomial. Zero of a polynomial थोड़ा सा confusing लगता है ना term, but it's not. Zero of a polynomial means, for example, you have a polynomial 2x square plus 4x plus 5. We'll solve this equation, we'll solve this polynomial to find the value of x. So whatever the values of x are, that is the zero of this polynomial. So we can say that the value of the variable is actually the zero of that variable, of that polynomial. But we don't have to solve it right now. We just need to understand what does this term means. Zero of a polynomial. It is just the value of x, value of that variable, whichever variable is being used in that polynomial. So the next question arises that how will we know how many zeros does a polynomial has? हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि किसी polynomial के कितने zeros हैं, मतलब उसके कितने solutions हैं, कितनी values हैं उस variable की. So to identify that, we have two methods. One method is to look at the degree of the polynomial. Second is to look at the graph of that polynomial. I'll just explain it in detail. For example, you are given a polynomial 2x square plus 3. So here the degree of the polynomial is 2. So this polynomial will have two zeros. Okay. Similarly, if you're given a graph of a polynomial, for example, you're just given this graph with x and y axis, and the graph it goes like this, then this, then this. Then you need to see how many times is it crossing the x-axis. 1 and 2. So we can say that this polynomial will have two roots. Okay. तो अगर आपको polynomial लिखा हुआ दिया है, then you can simply look at the degree. जितनी उसकी डिग्री होगी उतने ही उसके zeros होंगे. और अगर आपको ग्राफ दिया हुआ है, then you can see कि वो x axis को कहाँ कितनी बार कट कर रहा है. जितनी बार कट कर रहा है, that is the root, that is the number of zeros of that polynomial. Now there's an interesting relationship between the zeros of polynomial and the constants of the polynomial. Let's consider a quadratic polynomial first. For example, the polynomial is ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are constants and x is the variable. Since the degree is 2, so it will have two zeros. Let's name them alpha and beta. So the relationship says that the sum of the zeros, that means alpha plus beta, will be equal to minus b upon a, and alpha into beta is going to be c upon a. This is a very interesting and very important relationship between the zeros and the given polynomial. Now let's see the same relationship for a cubic polynomial. Suppose the cubic polynomial is ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Since the degree is 3, so there will be three zeros. Let's name them alpha, beta, and gamma. So the relationship states that alpha plus beta plus gamma will be equal to minus of b by a. Then alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equals to c by a, and alpha into beta into gamma is equals to minus d by a. Now let's do a problem based on the polynomial and its roots. The question says, find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10 and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So let's first find the zeros of this polynomial. We have the polynomial x square plus 7x plus 10. We'll do middle. Let's put it equal to 0 so that we can find the value of x. Then we'll do the middle term splitting. We'll get x square plus 2x plus 5x plus 10 is equals to 0. So we get x plus 2 and x plus 5 equals to 0. So the two values of x plus 2 equals to 0 or x plus 5 equals to 0. So x is equals to minus 2 or x equals to minus 5. So these are the values of the roots of this polynomial. Now let's verify the results. First, let's write down what is a, b, c, alpha and beta. So we have a equals to 1, b equals to 7, c equals to 10, alpha is equals to minus 2 and beta equals to minus 5. And what do we need to prove? We need to prove firstly alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a. So let's start with the left hand side. Left hand side is alpha plus beta, which will be minus 2 plus minus 5, which will give you minus 7. And right hand side is minus b by a, which is minus 7 by 1, which is equal to minus 7. Thus LHS is equal to the RHS. The second relationship says alpha into beta is equals to c by a. So again, left hand side is alpha into beta, which is minus 2 into minus 5, which is equals to 10. And right hand side is equals to c by a, which is 10 by 1, which is of course 10. So right hand side is equals to left hand side. Hence the relationship is proved. Another type of question which generally comes regarding the polynomial and the roots is like this. Find a quadratic polynomial, the sum and the product of whose zeros is minus 3 and 2. That means now we are given alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. So let the quadratic polynomial be ax square plus bx plus c with roots with zeros as alpha and beta. So according to the question, alpha plus beta is equals to minus 3. And we know that alpha plus beta is minus b by a, which is equals to minus 3, and we can write upon 1, right? So minus minus can get cancelled and we get b upon a equals to 3 upon 1, right? This is what we get from the first relationship. Now the second relationship, it's given that alpha into beta is 2. So we know that alpha into beta is C upon A. C upon A equals to 2 upon 1. So this is what we get from the second relationship. Can you see, on comparing, the value of A here is 1 and here also A is 1. So we can conclude that the value of A is 1. If A is 1, so B will be 3, right? And C will be 2, correct? So the required polynomial is going to be x square plus 3x plus 2. This will be our final answer. Now let's try a different question. The question says divide 3x square minus x cube minus 3x plus 5 by x minus 1 minus x square. So let's divide this. Like we did in normal division method, we'll make a division column, we'll write down the numbers. Now need to take care. The polynomial should be written in the decreasing power of the variable. So we will write it as minus x cube plus 3x square minus 3x plus 5, right? And again, the divisor, that should also be in the decreasing power of x. So this will be written as minus x square plus x minus 1. Now let's divide. Now the first is x cubed. So what should we multiply with x square to get x minus x cube? We need to multiply with x. X into minus x square will give you minus x cube, and x into plus x will give you plus x square, and x into minus 1 will give you minus x. Okay, so now we'll subtract. और हमें पता है कि जब हम सब्ट्रैक्शन करते हैं तो नीचे वाले पॉलिनोमियल का साइन चेंज हो जाता है, प्लस वाला माइनस बन जाता है और माइनस वाला प्लस बन जाता है. सो नाउ माइनस एक्स क्यूब एंड प्लस एक्स क्यूब, दिस गेट्स कैंसल. 3x square minus x square will give you 2x square, and minus 3x and plus x will give you minus 2x, and of course you have plus 5 with you. Now we need to see what should we multiply with minus x square to get 2x square. Yes, we need to multiply with minus 2, क्योंकि यहाँ पे प्लस है तो हम ऊपर माइनस से मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे और यहाँ पे 2 है x स्क्वायर के साथ तो हम 2 से करेंगे. So minus 2 multiplied with minus x square will give you 2x square. Minus 2 multiplied with plus x will give you minus 2x. And minus 2 multiplied with minus 1 will give you plus 2. Again हम इसको माइनस करेंगे और नीचे वाले पॉलिनोमियल के साइन चेंज हो जाएंगे. प्लस वाला माइनस, माइनस वाला प्लस. So plus 2x square and minus 2x square gets cancelled. Minus 2x and plus 2x gets cancelled. We are left with 5 minus 2, which is 3. Now 3 cannot be further divided, so this is the answer. So we can say that our quotient is x minus 2 and the remainder is 3. Yeah. Now, do you remember the division algorithm? Yes. What does the division algorithm says? Division algorithm says dividend is equals to divisor multiplied by quotient and plus remainder. This should be equal. This is called division algorithm. Division algorithm. So now let's take this division algorithm for the quotient which we just solved. So our RHS is divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder. So let's see, our divisor was minus x square plus x minus 1. Our quotient was x minus 2 and remainder was 3. So let's multiply them. We get minus x square into x is minus x cube. Minus x square and minus 2 is plus 2x square. Plus x and plus x is plus x square minus 2x minus x plus 2 and plus 3. Solving this, we'll get minus x cube. X square and x square gets added up, so 3x square. Again 2x and x, so minus 3x and plus 5, which was our dividend. This was equal to our dividend, which is the LHS. Hence, this division algorithm is true for the question which we just solved. Now, another interesting question related to the same topic. We need to find all the zeros of this polynomial if two of the zeros are root 2 and minus root 2. So as we see, this polynomial, the degree of the polynomial is 4. So it will have 4 zeros. Two of them are given to us and we need to find the rest too. Now since root 2 and minus root 2 are the zeros of this polynomial, that means x minus root 2 and x plus root 2 are factors of this polynomial. Now let's multiply them. So this is a minus b into a plus b. So this will be a square minus b square. So x square minus 2 is also a factor of the given polynomial. Now we'll divide this polynomial by x square minus 2 to get the rest of the two zeros. So division will be done in the same method as we just did in the previous question. So our polynomial is 2x to the power of 4 minus 3x cube minus 3x square plus 6x minus 2, and will be divided by x square minus 2. Now for 2x to the power of 4, we need to multiply x square with 2x square. So 2x square into x square will give you 2x to the power of 4. 2x square into minus 2 will give you minus 4x square. So we'll write down x square below x square, not below x cube. So now we'll subtract. So this will become minus, this will become plus. It gets cancelled. We are left with minus 3x to the power of 3. This will be plus x square plus 6x and minus 2. Now we should multiply it with minus 3x. So multiply with minus 3x. So minus 3x into x square will give you minus 3x cube. Minus 3x into 2 will give you plus 6x. Yeah. So if we subtract, this becomes plus, this becomes minus, this also gets cancelled and this also gets cancelled. We are left with x square minus 2. So this is the same number, so we can just multiply it with 1. So we'll get x square minus 2, subtract and add. So we get the remainder as 0. Okay. So now the next step is to apply the division algorithm. So applying the division algorithm, we get a dividend is equal to the divisor multiplied with quotient and remainder to be added, but remainder is 0, so we didn't add it over here. X square minus 2 remains the same and we split the quotient, we get 2x minus 1 and x minus 2. So this was already the root of the given polynomial. So the next two roots will be, if you put 2x minus 1 equals to 0, you get x as 1 by 2. So one of the root is this, and if you put x minus 1 equals to 0, you get x equals to 1. So the other root is this. So the rest of the two roots are 1 by 2 and 1. Thank you for watching the video. This video will help you to have a last minute revision. Do like the video, subscribe to our channel for more videos and share this with the children who needs it more. Thank you. Take care. Bye.